Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for another movie review that I got a chance to check out for myself for this hour and 28-minute movie for Immaculate with Sydney Sweeney in the film. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for this 2024 film, which came out on March 22nd, and let you know my thoughts on this movie overall. So let's dive into this movie review. Now, pretty much stars Sydney Sweeney as Sister Cecilia in this film, and she goes to this convent that's basically kind of in the middle of nowhere, out in the country or whatever, and pretty much she thinks everything's going okay, but the people there are just Debbie Downers, basically, and have a lot of fucked up tendencies with what they do. So she eventually is pregnant in the film, like probably around the 30-minute mark. She surprisingly gets pregnant, but by what is the thing? It never explained that, but I have a strong feeling that it was Satan himself that basically got her pregnant, and she gave birth to the spawn of Satan towards the end of the film, at the very end of the film. So it was unfortunately, the people that were praising this thing thought it was the holiest thing that is to come, and like a miracle or something. And the performances were pretty solid. This movie's okay, I guess. It's not one of the worst films I've seen, but it's an okay watch. Sure, there are some critiques I have with this film, but I think execution-wise, it performed alright for what it went for. Sydney Sweeney's performance was pretty solid in this film. I think she did pretty good. At the end of the film, the screaming kind of got like, okay, she's kind of being overdramatic a bit, overacting it a bit, but I think she put a good performance in this one, better than the Madam Web movie. That movie was hot garbage. That movie is going to be on my worst films of 2024 for sure. But with this movie, I think this is a better performance from her. I think some of the performances were fairly decent, but the story itself was okay. So this is an okay watch. It just passes by real quickly. And it's pretty swift of a movie for an hour and 28 minutes. So you're not in for a long movie, a very short one, under an hour and a half. So if I were to give this movie its deserved score, I'm going to give it a decent 7 out of 10. It's a decent film. It's going to be on my decent to good movies of 2024 at the end of the year, so I'll give it a little praise on that. But still not a great film, but a fairly decent one. I think this was better, had better performances. I had a solid structured storyline in a way. Not great, but in a way it was fine. It was an okay watch to decent, so I gave it a little bit of a boost just to be nice, because I think Sydney Sweeney deserves at least one solid performance. Most of her performances for certain movies are not spectacular. They're not the best movies. Like Anyone But You, that movie was kind of stupid. It was a movie that happened, and it was bad. And I think that was one of her worst films. Because everyone always thought of her as the girl that showed her big tits and all that, the big tit girl. So, pretty much with this film, I think she did better with her performance. She kind of overacted in some areas in the movie, but I think she sold me with this film. And this is a film I probably would buy, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to buy it, to be honest. It's a decent film, but not one of my favorites. So 7 out of 10 for Immaculate, the 2024 film. Thank you for watching this movie review tonight.